Young Heretics still to be molded. That clay, we don't know what shape it's going to take.
Okay, we got Heretics on defense, FUT on attack, 5 ghosts, 3 ghosts.
You're expecting to see the same result as most people here.
Suya starting us off with 10 gifted as well. Thank you so much, Suya. I really do appreciate that chat. Let's get some kind of slug spam going in for Suya. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Appreciate you. Anyone who got gifted, make sure you say thank you. And we have a CB default and a C punish for Heretics here.
And Heretics are brand new. Like, they've got a lot of very, very young players, 18-year-olds looking to make a mark. One so young he can't even play. And we are now into...
Yeah, and they just insta fall back, and that's pretty good. And they can at least collect all of these orbs. Instant reaction is to send it over towards B. And then, honestly, Mr. Fallon, we've got to keep an eye on here. Whoa, where are we going? Around the world? All the way through B over towards A. Mr. Fallon still holding C control. I mean, we're 1 minute in and we feel like we've gone everywhere. Jesus.
Left blind already. Is going to be able to hold on to some of the space. That's the main thing here. Just having a little bit of ground so they can
Mr. Fallon at the moment now deciding on the lock over towards B. That's great util to force Tech out. And feels like this one's secured.
Thinned out those numbers pretty efficiently. For Team Heretics, a way back in is looking unlikely, but well, it's a pistol. You're always going to try it. Mr. Fallon sending out that long play to end the game. The rest of his team just needs to buy time. Hold on, he's been spotted, but
I mean, honestly, respect for checking this. Hey, nice and clean, nice pistol. Nice pistol on this. The good news for Heretics, there's not much, but there is a little bit of good news, is the fact that they spotted the lark early, so can maybe let's start looking out for that. One round you spot out the lark early.
You want to get going really early on in this
Gotta
match.
keep an eye on the Astra.
To celebrate and for kind of shutting that down very early on. And this is one of the risks. It was said by Sue on the desk, like picking into a map that last year, okay, I feel like towards the end maybe went a little bit worse for FUT, but one that they were ultimately confident on the entire year. And I think the only reason they got worse was because they didn't really change anything, because their old comp was so good for them. You're going to take them there, but that means you have to start defense. And this map, historically, has been very attack-sided. Like
Insta take on the eco.
Even lose a half 10
Stacking orbs on CNED. First orb for him.
I like the idea here from Team Heretics to play early aggression on A-main. We're going to see that from a lot of teams, I think, on those ecos. Running it down, trying to challenge, using up their flash as well from the get-go to slow any
Screen volume's low, I can turn up.
FUT are patient, right? They can just play the map control on this. 2 on each extremity.
Yeah, it is lower than the other regions. Like here, maybe?
Seeing when Heretics are going to take that step out of place. Expectations for this round, especially here, like now that they've been pushed to spreading across the map, I don't expect Team Heretics to get a lot done. If they can find a couple of kills, that'd be huge.
It's not looking great.
It's not, is it?
Yeah, they tried to build this one up, but...
Does your curse still carry on? Do we carry that on from last year?
They win at 2v5 now. I'll accept it, but...
Okay.
Cracks with the plant is going to be halfway to his ult, and Atta...
This isn't the guy that's been slapped.
Sorry, what was that?
I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there.
Okay.
The rest of the rounds will be
with this look, they at least lose the person who had a ghost. He was allowed to go down. They're going to be able to buy another 2 guns into this, and it's a pretty good low buy.
I was going to say a little
like,
bit of
really good low buy.
Bought back up on the remaining rifles as well, so this is going to be a tough one. You have to bear in mind as well that you do have a couple of those sort of low armor players.
A lot of full classic ecos. Teams are getting better at having plans on the ecos,
well, in all honesty,
for sure.
Only one man currently on the board.
But everyone has to kind of full eco now just because of the presence of the outlaw. Okay, insta hit over to, I say insta hit.
As these barriers go up and rifles are
insta defensive push over towards A. Wall, that's nice. Wall, come and flash behind it in case they go out. Wingman's clear anyone here, instant one way. Heavy over towards A. A simple call sometimes can be a straight up react into C.
To be seen, it's going to be a C push by the looks of things.
Cracks picks up the orb, 1 away. If he gets a plant, that'll be
Fish.
The
thing is, if you look at the agents they're playing, those are the perfect agents to lock down a site, so to speak.
Makes sense. This is a good TP into the corner. I wonder if there will. Oh, watch yourself.
What's happened to Benji?
Oh, he's got a little bit lost. It feels sectioned into the back corner of the site, and while that one-man army hasn't managed to get anything done. In fact, they are
and that's Fish ult for this, and this time we have a second lurker. It's not the Astra, this time it's the Killjoy.
Well, I'm already starting to get a little bit worried.
That one didn't start
brand
great.
new on the block. You want a good start. You don't want to allow FUT to start running away with things, and I don't feel like they've had to do anything too crazy. Like some fairly basic executions. I want to say I'm excited to see Cned's Yoru, mainly for reasons of has it got better than when it was on the last team? Because obviously, one thing with Yoru, I feel like communication is actually really
that is not how you want to start your first buy. Saving 3k, you only did one bit of damage to someone, so they have one armor rebuy, now one gun rebuy.
Chance for Minibu to at least get onto the board, maybe hold
no
the gun,
guns saved.
Caught going down the rope. And a 3-0, very clean as well from FUT.
Yeah,
do we need to do a timeout, or are we okay?
And that was not great. Slip up the jitters on stage, stepping into the aftershock. Now look, where did he have to go? There was utility behind him.
Nah, I think he still had room behind him for sure.
It's the fact that he gets trapped in that situation in the first place. You have to give commendations to FUT for having that execute so well planned out.
The exec looked nice though.
They have a player down.
I thought there'd be like a reaction or something there from the coach, so they're just like...
They're just accepting.
Yeah, the coach is just sitting in silence. Okay, another A push for the defense over towards here to lock down A. Stacking up some orbs on here. We get the fish all into this round, which suggests that they want to use it into this round, or at least have it as an option. Otherwise, you would plan ahead and get it on someone else. So,
wow, genuinely. Tom said something nice about
does FUT want to? So in Liquid, we had a rule where first 5 rounds you got an ult, especially on an eco, that can make you win a round cleanly. You're using it so you can get this economy really high, as high as possible, so you can buy for the rest of the half. It's already very high, to be honest. But I could definitely see them wanting to ult into this round, especially with this kill. There is a gun on the floor that they need to potentially protect even. The lack of sleep is catching up.
Team Heretics are here ahead of them though. Minibu sure is already there, but here comes Thrash coming close, destroyed in time. Yedishe can't hold on.
I like this. There's not 2 guns on the floor.
For Team Heretics, some signs of life starting to shine through. C didn't work, B didn't work.
Yeah, when we block this off, we can definitely get this gun, and Boo just has to kill one. I say just, he only has a Sheriff.
Boo actually has a full belt of utility, but doesn't even need it. That's going to be Mr. Fallen falling. And leaving just 2 players surviving for FUT a chance in this round. They've already committed an ultimate to it, Mitch, so for the Heretics side, this needs to be a win. You know, they could go looking for upgrades. There are rifles sitting around, but it's all about time. They want to get up.
Now, do they want to use ult into this or not?
Cracks alongside Cned, looking to hold the line, and Cned's good for the first.
Big 1v1.
Ult available, but not needed.
Nicely done from Cracks. Yeah, and doesn't have to use his ult into this. Heretics, very close, but they use their ult.
Sheriffs, but hey, look, they saved themselves from a disastrous reawakening of Heretics early on. Yeah, the fact is, they've got the budget that it doesn't really matter too much. The last rounds, they lost 2 players total, so
they at least did damage to the econ, which is
available. That's the thing, crazy. Though. When you're on the Heretic side, that means that this round needed to be a win.
Dude,
like,
why is one of the replays really loud?
That's not going to affect your opponents whatsoever.
And the rest of the sound is...
You've used one of your ultimates, and they still have a couple left. The dimensional drift,
okay,
available. The defense,
oh, I loved this, by the way. Two ults.
Yeah, he was stuck in this
2 ults, they decide to get aggro, and that was really cool. Flash swing out, manages to get out of there as well. Chat, does that count as his ult being used or not? Bishop goes in.
He was looking at you. Not anymore. Well, the ult's going to be saved, picked back up to use again. At least cleared out like a recon drone that you get a second shot at. The stun is good. That slowed them down. Benji Fishy, though, still steaming ahead. Taking the corner. Minibu and Boo combined. They've given their team a real chance with just Mr. Fallen. Now 1 versus 5.
Lovely rounds. Lovely rounds. Only one rebuy. And yeah, just the thought of this is good. They've got 2 ults. They know they're going to combo well. If they stick on a site, they're going to get overwhelmed. It's Yoru ult, it's Fish ult. So they decide to go aggro. And it was a nice aggro play.
On a map like Lotus, you can't do that. You have to challenge for space, and that initial aggression, well, they got a little bit lucky that Cena just happened to be starting out his ultimates, and they get a freebie kill, but from then onwards, it was almost like moving as a unit. Like moving as a core, just running around, taking these fights together.
Let's go, good. You love seeing Benji getting hyped up. The smiles are out, and well, for the side of FUT,
they need to get 2 in a row. 1-9 loss bonus for this guy at the very least is not going to be good. They could buy because Minibu has his ult though next round. So.
Was a very much secured map can start to come into question. They secure this round though. The slippery slope is...
I like this from Heretics though. Every single time they're taking over towards A, they're getting the orb on the defense, and they're
And FUT,
yeah, not too bad.
Really
Speaking of the orb, Killjoy ult to get on site, Astra ult to win the after plant, pretty scary.
Most that the early round gets them. I have to wonder, what is their burst play? What is the execute?
Does that really get this corner? If that gets this corner, that's pretty strong.
Players towards that C side of the map again, challenging Patatek and Benji Fishy, two players that do two agents at least, and utility belts that do an excellent job when defending a site.
Riezo, thank you so much.
Lockdown thrown in. Not necessarily committed yet. They're waiting for someone to move off. I think Minivu's expecting someone to get there. Luckily, he's a
Dude, even with the speed, is he out?
Oh,
Oh, it's close.
Not quite quick enough. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't matter. As long as he's out of the danger zone, it's fine. Plant goes in, like we said, ult to get the site, and then after plant, you got an Astra ult, and you imagine it goes up insta. Oh, they're kind of late to the plant here.
They have been very hard to deal with, albeit this site perhaps gives some angles they can isolate duels on.
And this kind of gives them a free passage out.
It has allowed them to sneak around the corner a little bit, but Krax has that angle locked, even pops a molly
a lot
on
this Dizzy, I feel like.
In just a moment, there it is,
from Krax.
lining up some players, giving them a chance on the side of FUT as they wrap around the back, give up a little bit more control in favor of taking fights together, and those fights, well, they're not going excellently. Krax and CNED, though, quickly
it's mayhem, where are we?
it onto Patatek, having to defuse underneath both players, no utility to deny. Players close halfway already, but it's not enough.
He doesn't know this, but honestly, maybe he could have sucked that one.
There was a chance if he gets that kill onto Atacapton, or maybe if he just goes balls to the wall.
There was, I mean, it was a 10-person duel on site with an Astra ult. That was like, the observer was screwed either way. We weren't gonna see many kills there.
Again, though, I do feel like for the side of Heretics, it is going to be based around those early fights. Like, it seems like the second the site falls to their opponents, the afterplants of FUT are just too good. There hasn't been a way back in. And even as said, when they leave a gap, it seems
Jay
like
Brecky, thank you so much for doing that, bro.
I'm liking so far, though, like the Dizzy flashes.
Prius is jet lag.
Really good from
where did the Dizzy go? I got shot. Both of them got shot.
Looked to run back into the site. Unfortunately, the other two won.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't get them all.
Unfortunately, not this time. Maybe it'll work out next run.
Yeah, and this was a classic.
I
mean, this game right here is just a classic snowball. I wonder how many. We had a lot of 7-1s last year, and we kind of always know that because Desp always gets spammed. But I think the 7-1s, even though we had a lot of them last year, we're just going to get more this year. I'm pretty sure with the Outlaw being the econ changes. It's going to be a mix of teams are better at snowballing now, and it's probably easier to snowball because in that second round when you're trying to get ults,
you could see
the second round when you're trying to get ults, like everyone just has classics.
Signifies to me they're not
going to scared of the Outlaw.
I can actually translate. Guys is going, hey guys, you remember when I played that Rebel qualifier for you? Yeah, I was playing better than you. If you could
I'll step myself in next match.
You remember we 3-0'd that? Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have lost a round.
Playing with black bars, yeah, Atta is right.
I saw these two teams play, and it was very, very dominant for FUT. That's the thing. They've come in with the core of the previous team, a youngster in Yedaje, who I think most people don't even look at as a rookie anymore. He is, in terms of the league, he is a rookie, but he has played so well. He's already won a trophy with them, so it's hardly in that same sort of status as the players on the other side. Again, though, this is the exact start I was looking for from Heretics.
Astra swinging the...
Mr. Fallen as well, that is the smokes on the other side.
I do kind of like some of the Yoru. There's like there's a few TPs at the moment that aren't that risky with the right util. This
is a nasty surprise.
Oh.
Shoulder peek actually saved.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like they both got away with one here. It was a nice shoulder peek from UCG. Oh, for God's sake, chat. Come on.
Control out of the hands of Heretics.
UK internet.
Constantly been flashing and bombarding this part of the map with utility for a 3-stack on A. That's kind of been red. FUT seeing that space is wide open and the B site is theirs. They might even want to take it further.
Yeah, I'm also worried.
Your immersion. Yeah, the immersion is ruined, man.
Benji on 17.
It's outrageous.
Anything could take him out. Even the extra
if Atta gets a kill, that's
the Molotov.
Nice flash.
Through
supportive flash as well. Ethan style.
All the way back on the A side,
if Atta gets a kill, which it doesn't look like he is, because they're all going a different way, he will get his breach ult.
Heretics on this retake are playing with no ground, but they are stacking up together. A real good chance for trades, and in fact, Minivu's going to win his second duel already.
This is where they stand the best chance up against a squad like FUT. If they can just use all their guns at once, trade off each other.
Who's farming this? This guy would love to get some of these kills. Your ult as well. Damn. They actually did really good here. All pass and push from one position and they managed to win.
Yeah, and actually, again, it seems to be based around these sort of aggressive defensive.
I mean, they were together and they hit some shots.
Early fights from Miniboo. He's someone, again, another youngster coming into the league who,
maybe,
I think especially starting off on a
maybe I would say that FUT should have been playing that a little bit different with the map control they had.
It's a real difficult thing to do, but
I mean, I say maybe they should have played this better with the map control they have. But you got to give it to Heretics. I didn't think a 4-person push from one angle would work as well as this.
I'll be honest, I'm very sad
shouldn't be going down like that, really.
I'm really hyped to see him play. Like I think, although we've got talk
they had full info here as well. Like they knew no one was coming Hobber. Okay, that's a big win for Heretics, and we need to pay big attention because
at least he's still able to participate. Heretics can show.
I mean, this could be a drop potentially. So yeah, this is a really big round. It might be the first time that FUT have the eco.
Plenty more to be played for, and you can see that FUT are abandoning what has been some challenges, at least info gathering on A main, instead looking towards B. Perhaps they've sniffed out a weakness, or perhaps they just know that they can easily pivot as the round goes on.
Boo and Miniboo brothers, yeah.
It's patient stuff again. A lot of this map comes down to almost just baiting sound. I'm going to open the door a few times, but I think that's one of the things that's been quite cool.
That went the whole way to the top as well, so they know it's only one. The only place it doesn't scan is like
you just throw it straight up in the air, hope that it gives you a little bit of extra information. For now, though, once again, this B site ensues.
Oh my goodness!
Straight through the smoke, has managed to pop 2 heads of the FUT side. This B site has been the least successful of the ones they've gone for so far, and in fact, if they even attempt to double back, they've got 2 players to deal with.
Yeah, and one a little closer than they'll be expecting. Miniboo has one hell of a spot
and
here. The flash comes out, reveals him, and he's blind and taken down. Still got one for his trouble.
Boo did great to kill one as well, and that's a good flash. Lovely. Not bad. And they have a lot of ults. FUT have the eco.
Side of Heretics, and now we're starting to see that foothold gained.
Yeah, and
well,
as I said,
the 2 smoke kills are outrageous. The first one, just spamming the left side of the wall. The second one, kind of predicting where they would have been running into the site.
Very, very good half. So I think now with FUT's economy on the brink, but they do have some very solid ultimates behind them.
A Liquidus OG, thank you so much, man. 33 months as well.
Attempts into the B site.
Good to see you, bro.
I don't think that's been their success so far. Taking those extremities, making sure that, well, basically Heretics can't get into the position they just did, because they managed to have so much
aren't going to use their ults into this one, though,
without FUT even
right?
realizing.
I'm not too confident. And again, we see a similar thing where we just take A control, and the orb is here.
Once, maybe twice, but for the most part, they have held onto that tooth and nail. The 2-stack laid on.
Pretty sure Heretics have got this orb every single round. Wait, double molly in the same place?
Look to rotate, reinforcing the contact that was seen on C. Door opens though. Now it could be a B hit. They have to stay a little bit more spread, and this is where FUT like to breathe the round. Make your opponents spread out, make them worry, make them second guess, and then they can blitz into a site that's hopefully not as secure as before. But as we can see, they're still waiting, and they're in good spots.
They've not fallen for the ruse. With their aggressive spot on A as well, I think they're quite confident in that B site retake. I love the fact that FUT are just tapping that button again and again, trying to bait players in, but it has not worked. Still 2 looking to defend, but they are falling.
Time's getting a little bit low. It's been chilling outside here. We had a person go over towards B to create some pressure. DP in Patty. The molly is solid though. That flash is also solid.
The numbers advantage certainly paying off with the plant even coming through. This could get a little bit scary if they keep losing players.
I need to relax because there are some guns. There are some guns to collect potentially.
Utility in play. FUT have got a rolling thunder alongside Thrash. They could keep them way back on this, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Buying so much time. A paranoia comes in. It does next to nothing. And Rians, well, he almost got caught by the decoy instead. He grabs a kill for free. Nice one onto Cracks, but he doesn't last too much longer.
Atter is hitting shots, and his util on this round has been so good.
All 3 kills have been his 4, in fact.
He has to get another, and that might be a freebie almost. What a sick round. Yeah, with a stinger. And his double flash util was good, and his breach ult was incredible as well.
He knows that there was a little bit of BS in that one. 3 kills running in with a stinger. You go, guys, Rico, let's just see what we can do. Maybe we get a plant. Maybe we do a little bit of damage. It's working better than most people's rifles. And okay, cool. There was a few good flashes in there that maybe helped him out a little bit. But he's shooting it from like meters away, just having a great time.
Nice, not
Put
bad
right
at all.
back on the board, and I will say that C site has been a vulnerability. Like, they have been able to get in far too easily, and so far I feel like Benji has maybe been struggling a little bit.
Okay, flash broken, a return flash from
Oh,
FUT's
we used a
breach
lot
as
onto
well.
that one.
Tries to
Yoru
keep
straight
Heretics
over
back,
towards
but
B.
it's just
Looks like
so
they
difficult
managed to
try
get
wrestle the
to
control
actually
out
show
of their
what they wanted
heart.
to do with the
Seen it,
first
what
time
do
they
you
had
do?
this ult.
There goes the stun.
Whoa,
He's
whoa,
in.
whoa, that's lovely. Oh my goodness. Well, I was worried about this guy hearing more than the other players, but we don't have to worry about that one. That was so nice. Yoru ult, spot them, stun, get out of there. Holy though, Boo is on lock here. He's doing great over towards close A, and there's just nothing to flush him out, to be honest with you.
Like, the start to this round was Cnid getting
It probably has to be the breach stun, and that was used for the combo.
Just what, 2 players when he's messing around in his ult, and then somehow Boo just goes, "It's all good, lads.
It's the fact
I've got this one."
They open the door for him as well. You know,
12 and 8.
2 seconds,
Yeah,
everything's
he's
fine.
just chilling.
And the door opens, he comes out, the stun hits, the shorty kills, the upgrade. And then for Boo to claim the round like that, he can basically, CNET,
And chat, they win one, they lose one. Money wrecked, but we saw what they did last time.
The benefit of playing the Viper on this map, I don't think that ever happens. You almost always have a snake bite up on the Boo spot the Boo is currently standing on.
True, yeah.
Again, though, a pacey hit. At a captain, he doesn't have his stinger this
I do
time.
like the TPs at the moment. The Yoru TPs are pretty safe.
Thrash being thrown through, but again, this ult a lot of the time is just used for information. It's so weak that the bullets can take it out with too many problems.
Oh my god, this one's
The fact
madness.
is, though, Heretics have been saving those ults. They're throwing them all into the wind at this point, but there's a counter.
Yeah, the counter lockdown is quite a problem. It's
Yeah,
gonna buy
and
them
Mini
so
Boo
much
should.
time. And a sneaky position being held by
Ooh.
Atta Captain. Oh
Yeah,
my. He was
we need to
just
watch
checking,
Atta again.
but
Atta
they
has
didn't
really
see
good
his hand as he
timing.
was
And these
crouched
guys
down
on site
behind
need
the
to
box,
try and
now
stay
as they
alive.
push forward,
And
Heretics
Atta,
need to be
yeah,
looking
they
at
just
the
expected
back.
after they kind of
They
cleared
wouldn't have
everyone.
duels on site. They could look
Yeah, the
behind.
duels
They
had to
didn't
be
need
one
to
on
worry
site
now
here,
that
so
it
there
fused.
was
We
some
get a
kind of
shade just
pressure.
on a Sheriff.
Damn, Heretics
There's
are
no way
winning.
he denies it.
Yeah, Heretics are looking good, especially
Really
that B
nice
retake
round.
at the
Obviously,
moment.
this is more of what we expect to see. And Andaluthia flawless coming out for Heretics this time. They've really started to build into this one. Bear in mind, this was a
flash at the
4-0
top.
start for FUT, and we were almost worrying exactly what most people thought. A team that made it top 8 at Champions facing off against a team of rookies. You kind of expect an absolute slaughter. And instead now, 6-5.
Boo is doing work.
I mean, we thought that this was going to be flawless on the side of FUT. A lot of people did, or close to. Instead,
I'm included.
Andaluthia flawless for Team
14
Heretics
to 8.
in that round. So
Smokes have been good.
we
He's
bounce back to
solo
round
holding
number
over
12,
towards
the
A once he
final
gets
one of the
control.
half, and some serious contention from that defender side. Not only the op on Benji Fishy that, well, maybe not as scary as I thought, but it's the ultimates in play.
Mini
For the
Boo does
rest of
take
the
a
squad.
dink,
That
though.
Viper's pick going up could seal the fate of
And
this
this
side
makes
of
a
FUT.
lot of sense
All they
because
need
FUT
to
have
do
had
is
so
deny
much
that side
success
control,
there.
but with CNET around, that's so difficult to do. Nice kill.
Yeah, good start. A chance to take this half in the direction we expected it. Panitek. It's a gamble and a half. Spamming through a Viper's pit with a Vandal. You basically just gave them all the information they could ever need to find you. And well, now it is just
Oh my
going
god,
down,
the Astra util at the
down,
end here.
down. Cracks with another leaving. Just Mini Boo, 17 HP in a 1v5, do you believe? Rebel
5-7?
Yeah, it would be impressive. It might be the play of the year
think that's
before he
fine.
even gets started.
Yeah, first game. We might as well throw it in.
Yeah,
Oh,
unfortunately,
I think it was a couple of bullets
not
away.
to be. And what's that, Tom?
It's Andaluthia, flawless.
All right, we'll get a rating from Uli and Bea later.
Oh, Bea's
Out of
going to
10.
give me a 0 out of 10 every single time. There's a few
Just at his fight.
in there that I'm not quite getting.
I'm not sure that's what's in there, but anyways. Yeah, look, a much more competitive start than most people expected. Again, you know, talking about the 2 games today, later on, there
Not a bad
is some
half.
debate.
Dude,
There are
especially
some people
considering
who
the
would
start, I'd
see it
actually,
swing
I
the
think
other
if
way.
you're
I would
Heretics,
say,
you take
yeah,
that
I think a lot,
for
maybe,
sure.
maybe like a 60-40, something
And
like that.
when,
I
at
think
least when you
I'll
watch
be
the
a bit-
VOD back,
Well,
you
do
kind
the
of
verdict,
know
Casey.
that
I'll
maybe you
predict
gotta
Casey.
look
To be
over
honest, I even
towards
said it at
C.
the time. The reason I'm going for that is because I think more people will go the other way. But I really do think either team could take it.
because I want to be
But against the crowd.
My name's Mitch, man.
Well, no, there's
I
a-
did it because I'm cool.
The Yoru had some alright stuff, right? The safe
I'm
TP,
taking this
this
seriously.
corner,
But,
this corner, and this corner means getting through the
But no, for the
choke
side of
points
Heretics,
actually not too bad.
not many
Oh my
people
god.
had high expectations.
They are
And now,
double
pistol
flash
round
sending
starts
it.
out with confidence from the side of FUT. They are looking to put them right back in the dirt.
Heretics, yeah, I'm back at tier 1.
I mean,
This
that's
is
a
gonna
cool
be
combo.
fun.
The
Just
most thing that we're
gets
kind of
the
learning
flash
over
of dead
towards,
within 20 seconds of the round.
who
He's
was
the
it?
low
Was it
player
was
as
it
well.
100
The problem
Thieves that are
now
kind of
for
using
Team
the
Heretics,
Gecko
you have lost
fade?
too much ground to go
I think
anywhere
the
other than
Gecko
C.
is definitely
I
looking
think
best when you have
you
a
can see
flash
the
to
stack
set it
on
up as
one
well.
side. Yet
Feels like it needs to have an extra
Prodigy,
flash. The Sky Gecko, the Yoru Geckos look pretty good together.
Just gonna have to give it up, and you've got a man advantage.
Just feels like the
cracks. You
gotta give the Dizzy a little bit of protection sometimes.
Everybody is coming from the spawn side. Bar 1, Mr. Fallen, a little bit late to it, but he's
looking like a double pistol, to be honest with you. This is a strong pulse.
Be enough with time ticking away. FUT need to pick
Did get stunned?
Pace. That stun's not quite going to catch Miniboo, so he's still good for this fight.
Look at this pulse, it's so good enough to pop.
He's taken out immediately, but a quick flurry of frags gives FUT the upper hand by quite a bit.
And nicely done. Big shot from CNET.
Closed out in the end, 5v4.
2-0 in terms of pistols, should be.
Only one man lost.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing again about the Gecko utility. That Mosh, you can just throw it into that back corner, and it not only does a little bit of tick damage now, but it forces
even the fake Gecko 100 feet showed had promise. Yeah,
I
think it just did. I think the Gecko just didn't get enough though.
It just puts you in a position
the fade raise, however,
like you can see it, they're all being forced out.
Some of the best combos we've seen for a while.
And it is quite a big surface area with the Marsh.
Is Zilf solo obs? No, they have they still have 2 people doing obs. One first person, one overview.
We love you, Brad. But yeah, it's a great piece of utility for those retakes. And now 8-5, FUT now have themselves the second pistol. It should realistically guarantee them the victory, or at least in most cases, like getting that sort of step in front.
No, your win rate should be skyrocketing, surely. But with such a close game, and the fact that Team Heretics, the first sign of life we saw from them was all pistols.
Is someone holding this? Yes, okay. And only one person shot it.
Very little to work with.
I think Gecko is balanced. I actually do think Gecko is balanced. The only thing I would maybe tweak would be the ult if it needed anything.
See if any others are left unguarded and untouched.
I just feel, especially when, I swear, when you use it, chat, tell me if this is right. When you use the Gecko ult first time, if you then start getting kills, it racks up to the next ult. I think I've noticed that. I think that should be changed. That's probably the only thing I'd change. Because then you get a second ult. You get the second use of the ult, but then you can still stack up your new ult, and it's like, how does that even make sense? You're actually getting rewarded for using your ult, get some map control, and then second use of your ult, because then you get loads of kills with it, and then you can get a new ult. That for me is a little bit, it's a little bit weird.
Would be nice, but ultimately we don't expect much.
Yedijay might have a challenge here. If he decides to back off, they can play the retake. If he goes down, though, now they start to get a little bit worried. Isolated
if you use your ult again, the ult. Oh, okay, that's not as bad as I thought. You use your ult again, you lose the orbs. Okay, well then, I take it back. Then actually, I think it's balanced.
This time, though, Miniboo gets the better of him. The numbers advantage.
I think it'll just take teams a little bit of a time to just work out some of the common flashes, etc. So it might look a little bit OP for like 2 weeks or so. 5 people tree.
They just all gonna run out at once. Like they're all stuck in the back. The flash is
oh my goodness! Where are we?
Even still, that advantage sits. The manpower is there now. The March
I don't think that goes deep enough.
They can't even push out. They can't go anywhere. So
yeah. Any swingers? Any spams? Lovely. Get the kill. Lovely. Nicely done from Heretics. And that changes everything. Get 2 guns.
Well, Heretics have bounced back very quickly indeed.
Yeah, like I said before, it was with Sheriffs. This time, I really had very little faith in anything coming of that past damage, but for them to isolate those 2 kills so quickly as well, because Miniboo, once he finds that kill, you see
imagine turning the corner, seeing all 5 people blind. That is
teammate's going to want to help you.
Lovely.
And he's dropped on the spot.
I will say as well, like if you
look keep winning by stacking together, yeah, it really is the power of numbers. Yeah, I mean, he knows that. Dude, imagine they lose a map where they won both pistols.
On his favorite role, and it's 1 map. So I'm not going to lose my mind. He's playing fantastic.
Yes.
He's had some high-impact rounds, this one being one of them, 3 kills in what was basically him playing with a classic Dilligator Bulldog. He had that 4K earlier in the half.
3-person push, they hear the flash. You're only ever going to do this flash if there's multiple numbers behind it, you would feel. So that is a gun to pick up, and that was a shot from CNET.
Back to 2020, I think, and seeing him back.
Did you like him before he was cool?
They don't have too much map control, but earlier they only had 3 map control to win it. Yeah, so they kind of spread out a little bit. They might even take the risk and go up here, and I think that is 100% worth. Yoru ult gets put into this.
CNET's used his ult in this round.
He has.
quite interesting.
He's committed.
He's actually managed to
I
get
mean, seeing
another
it's
kill.
popping
Heretics
him.
is having a bit of a nightmare, I'll be honest. Only a couple of kills on the board, but the rest of the
Heretics
team doing work.
need a
We're
hero.
not about to see back-to-back,
And it looks like it might be Boo. 2 on 2.
Time really is ticking.
Boo
Cracks would
is...
have to do something utterly ludicrous.
Boo
He
is
has managed to
winning
find
them
himself a rifle
so
and can at
many
minimum make
rounds.
this
It
one costly, but
is
it's another triple kill for
insane.
Boo. Moving further up the board, I believe that's his 20th kill of the game.
Yeah.
Not too bad. You know, in a game like this, you need a hero to step up. Everybody was counting them out, but now he's seeing nearly
IGL.
double the kills of his next player on the
what
team.
about how many more kills he got than Paditek? Is it 10 times? That's quite good.
You know, I wasn't gonna go there.
Oh, it's day one. We got to be mean. That's
Yeah,
that's what they said.
Welcome back, Paditek.
It was like the
Remember
story
last
being,
time we
right?
cast you? Sorry.
They were like, be mean. Or did they? No, actually, maybe that wasn't it. Maybe I made that bit up. Either way.
I think you did. I think that was your own desire.
Deado, so fine, bro. It's a good question.
8 to 7 though.
Instant Omen ult gets cancelled on this one. And this is a big round for FUT. And we are just going to, just stroll into the C site.
He's under pressure here. Doesn't have a whole lot of support. There is a couple of utility
And
players nearby.
they have
but he has
Fischl,
decided,
double
and
Fischl, one for
rightfully so,
retake, one for
back off this one.
afterplant. They do get a really good afterplant. They need to make sure they don't heavily prioritize this too much though in terms of mound. I would feel like, because they still have vision block.
And he's from outside C. I mean,
We've
this
got
is
2
a
stars
very
for Mr.
passive
Fallon.
play. Most of that utility is going to be burned up by FUT.
They do have a Vipers.
Is about to be thrown
Viper
through.
smoke on this.
Convert them, trade them. 1
Oh no! But this is. I think it's still okay. It's going to be a spam fest.
Instead, being thrashed by
It's going to be an absolute spam fest. Can they get it half? Half.
Still
Still going, still sticking it. Dude, he's 1 HP. Yeah, he was 1 HP because of the decay. No one hit a single bullet on him.
But he gets out alive.
That's a Red Bull clutch coming through for FUT, and one that, well, after all of his teammates get slaughtered on the way through, maybe not one that was deserved.
Yeah, I mean, I was worried about the vision block. They had their own vision block in terms of the smoke, and then...
Okay, they lost the round, but you don't really lose a round where your opponents, all of them die.
Yeah, they killed Cracks. They killed Cracks, and they...
very often in Valorant.
They just thought that that was it.
On the other side, and it kind of sucks.
At least we got that was a good replay, by the way, to actually see what was going on.
But you know, depending on how you use them, maybe they can.
Yeah, what is this? Who's trying to be me?
Judge in play.
Who's using Epic Pen?
The fight on A for Team Heretics. They fought for it every defensive round, and they'll fight for it here on the attack. Casualties taken for FUT. It's not ideal because if they have to retake with Mr. Fallen, he's going to need to find an upgraded
You thought it was me? Yeah, dude, I'm not taking claim for that. I don't even know what that was.
It's a tough one. You're out in the open with a close-range weapon. Your opponents will probably take you down from far away. The A site, the safest place.
Big 3-on-3.
But they'll figure it out soon.
If the good news for, I mean, we'll see. This is Heretics' chance to actually just kind of take the, not the lead, most likely it'll be 9-9, but this loss bonus on top of these, like this is the round.
He might actually be able to bypass.
They get over towards
that
site.
Killjoy alarm bot, I believe, is offline.
Mr.
So
Fallon has a judge for the retake.
I imagine
it's this weird thing again where they don't really have too much map control, but
that maybe he
it feels like they feel confident as long as they have tree.
Definitely not ideal, but the fact is he'll have to open the door.
Dude, he has another molly.
That will tell Benji. I hope it does. Otherwise, he may have a few problems of his own.
Yeah, he'll have to go to the old ear doctor after that. The door is spinning. He has heard it.
Big
He's
Joe.
staring in on the angle, but he won't win the fight. 2 guns better than 1. Yedije had his turn to back him up.
Maybe.
Mini Boo's backing up.
3 bullets.
Just trying to run the clock now. Ring a Rosie right around the site. And it's Yedije sticking that defuse, but he'll
lovely
be
round. Dude, the brothers, by the way. The brothers are doing insane work.
He's chasing his brother down.
Yeah, the Boo brothers are running away with it.
Yeah, they are.
Honestly, I've been impressed with him.
It was what we were talking about earlier, where they just have no money. We've got 3 people that are under 2K.
He's been finding a lot of really high-impact openers, and as we mentioned already, you've come up against, I'd say, one of the harder opponents, a team that didn't change a massive amount, someone that already beat you in the off-season, and someone that, I'll be honest, most people thought you weren't going to get anywhere near. And right now, 9-8, they're on the favored side of the map. They're starting to build into this one as well after what was some back and forth.
Oh my god.
And you look at the buy that's on the side of FUT, it doesn't really get much worse.
I've never seen that. He insta-sent it with the cover of the smoke.
That team
does get an AWP. That means with 1 death, he has his ult into the next round.
we're going to
all in worth on that.
That's not the likelihood.
Mount Everett, thank you so much for the prime. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate the kind words as well. We got a turret over towards C to get early info, and with that, do they want to stack?
Or you have to use it to retake when
the hard rounds, like, in theory, they got a lot of map control.
Already need to have retaken the site most of the time. When it comes to the attack, though, you just get that site control, pop it straight down, and the round now skyrockets in terms of favor for you to win it. So it could be huge for them to have that moving in to round number 19 when FUT will buy rifles. For now, they just need to make sure they don't get ecoed. And Tom, I'm getting nervous. I'm starting to sweat a little bit because Team Heretics, they had the right idea. They went to C. They saw the killjoy. And now they're moving back to that very heavily stacked up site.
They baited the opponents. That's what they believe, at least.
Uh-oh. What's this stun like? Astra is kind of removed because of the door. Oh, they go into the door.
He's got his ult if he needs to try and reposition.
Wingman, fair play. I normally give him a lot of stick. That was a solid slap.
Is going to be the one to get the opener. I think he's going to have the majority of the first bloods in this game. And now, well, any belief that you may have had for this round to go wrong should be at almost zero.
Wow, he actually potentially saved them.
CNED, Yedajay, Ada Captain, all tagged so low as well.
Yeah, there's probably some free orbs here. Look at the 50, 54, 11, 26.
Talk about damage being in the conversation in this round. The Team Heretics have a lot of credits built up as well. I mean, it would have to be a lot of damage for those ripples to be felt later on. Benji the first to fall, Rians also. There's still time if they get on it very imminently, and I don't think that's going to happen. Another for Mini Boo. 3 kills as he works his way towards the ultimate.
Think that FUT did good damage here. Dude, it's 9-9 and they won both pistols.
Clean round as we equalize things 9-9.
Yeah, especially with how it could have gone. I think Heretics will be fairly happy with that. Still losing a couple of players, a couple of ult orbs facing in the other direction, but now we look towards FUT to see if they actually have a response, because I think something that's actually gone very well for Heretics so far is, again, just this sort of pack builder. Just moving as a unit. They've left the odd lurk here and there, but for the most part, they've just been basically keeping things quite simplistic. Like just going, okay, let's just trade things out together. And so much so that Guys is going to be given an opportunity.
This is a good timeout because they got another eco if they lose this. They have breach or can't remember what else they have. They're definitely close to some of them.
Same can be said on the other side. Padatech now coming in with that Viper's Pit. If they can get into a post plant, that's not going to be easy to deal with.
When you're worried about an anti of a map of yours because of replays, you need to change the comp or change the playbook sufficiently. Sometimes it can work out well for you as well. Yeah. Like sometimes if you've done ults that, say you've done like an ult, say it's like a Viper ult, you've done it twice, same ult. Teams are probably going to look into that and go, this is what they're most likely to do, and then you can probably like change it up and actually punish it, or at least just do like little tweaks to punish a potential punish. You can use it to your own advantage for sure, but it's the majority of the reason why you know those kind of one and done comps. That's the reason why you don't see too many people experimenting with comps, because you've got to have a deep playbook, and then when there's so many demos out there, if you don't have a deep playbook, you just get antied and then you just get wrecked. So it's why teams don't experiment too heavy.
You can see already with like the fault line being built in, just
try
and give that extra little space if there's anybody there. CNED actually trying to force them back.
Well, there's everyone.
This is a set play being
holding a default. Where are you going?
It's just if he can give anybody that extra little bit of information to find a frag. You can see
just get out of there. These guys are going to be fine. And honestly, they don't gain too much of this.
I think maybe just spotting like, see the guys.
They don't really gain too much of this.
Maybe don't peek into that one.
I think he even might have seen all 5, did he, on the way through?
He definitely saw all 5.
It's hard to tell with that kind of pace, but I'm sure someone on the server's tracking it. And with that, I guess maybe giving them the comfort to push up on B, but that's about it. They've reset into the late round, 1 minute on the clock. Team Heretics,
like
again,
I said,
just
keep an eye on everyone's money here.
Looking to try and
it is non-existent.
Looking to grab the orb, in fact, and then they're not sure. They're still deciding. With 45, they've got a bit of time, but well, time to make it pretty snappy pretty soon.
Yeah, they've done decently well with their takes. The stuns to the back of sight. It's not really a position that we've
hits
seen
nice.
anybody
Omen
play
flash
thus
goes
far.
in.
I think a couple of aggressive pushes from
Can't really
Benji
fast flood like
in the game, but
I
it didn't really
guess
play too
Brim.
much. It's mostly
I
been
guess
a
that's
C-side
like breach
retake,
flash,
and
but
both teams
well,
have
this
been
guy
good in
can
the
own
post
it.
one. The rolling thunder
Okay,
makes
nicely
it
done from
different.
UTJ.
The focus
And we
was
might see the
elsewhere,
spam
and
fest
he gets a
again.
freebie and stunned at the
Patty
back
Tech
of the
is
site.
miles
Rians
away on
needs
a
some
luck.
help. They are blinded in so many different forms. This retake looks great from FUT so
Yeah,
far,
it's
but
just
they
not
still
planted for them.
remember
It's still a done
standing,
round.
hoping to maybe try and spam through here, but the fact is that defuse is coming again. They have not been able to stop it any time on this C site. And it is, well, a very clean round in the end. Patty Tech, in fact, his luck just a little bit too far behind.
I have to wonder, you know,
good round for FUT in terms of so many people surviving as well.
No.
Yeah, it's a solid retake comp from like FUT really.
Because it was not an ideal spot.
Like look at the util. The util's too much. Kind of feels like over towards C, you have to get a kill before.
The spike down, he was right about. Never mind.
They do not want you drawing on this map.
It's cool. This is a timeout. It's fine.
Oh, this is
but no, he was over on A, basically. He was.
Why Region's always planting there? It's just because all of the other positions, especially over toward, you know, the corner where you plant for mounds, just the fact you can get spammed from heaven. So even though you smoke it, it's a relatively easy, especially when you want to get a good plant, you're kind of doing it in the corner, it's a relatively easy spam, you just ping spam, so it is the safer plant towards the back of the site.
And I think removing himself from the combat like that, it's not what I want to see. It's a hiccup in timing and spacing of the round. No doubt that's a lot of what Team Heretics are discussing here.
It started a little bit late,
You're slowing down the push a little bit. Maybe whatever you're doing,
like a 10-15 minute.
Incorporate that Viper's Pit next round, I'd hope. Although they have a lockdown now.
Up T, hello.
I will say that the thing that's been really cool with these C-site takes from both sides, like be it in the retake or the initial take, is that there's so much utility that's available. Like you've got those stuns into the backside. I think the Mosh is being used really effectively just to clear out such a big space. And then on the retakes, I've actually really enjoyed what we've seen from Adacaptain, whether it be with his ultimate or the stuns, because it just leaves you basically in a position where you're getting hit by something. You have to choose what you want to be hit by, and even if you dodge all of it, then you have a dizzy coming through and you're completely blind.
Well, that's
it's so difficult to play.
The sign that they're hard committing here.
So they're running
and this is pretty interesting. So I kind of think that most likely they're going to go over towards A, and this is heavy mind games. Like they had such a good successful retake there that FUT are really banking on the fact that they're not going to go C.
But we just saw Benji Fishy grab his ult orb, so now they can counter lockdown, and that could help a lot with keeping that pit up. If they do decide to go
for it. They also have very good ults for the retake, like very good ults for the retake, so Heretics needs to take some space. And they are really far away. We just get the plant down, we do go for the plant over towards, this is interesting, go for the plant over towards Mounds, Viper ult on site, and we might see the spam fest again. Can Mini Boo hold on to this area for a little bit, because otherwise you're going to get a pretty good ult in. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, so many ults onto this one.
To do much more. The Viper's Pit
one stunned on site. Do they want to send it in with the ult? I mean, they're going to get detained.
And the trades are going effectively, at least for the moment.
Two of them detained.
Able to find one, but the fact is a couple of the
it's kind of just a 1v1 right now. It's so weird. Yeah. FUT win the 1v1. Astra ult to stick this. You got to go close. And we have a judge to counter it. Oh, he didn't hold it.
Absolutely filthy. The question is the time, and they.
Damn, he didn't hold it. 0.07. He didn't trust in his teammate. Yeah, and he's telling him now, why are you not trusting in me?
I mean, look, the round that was in it.
I got the best gun in the game.
What an incredible
why not trusting in me?
Round, let's say. I think, you know, even playing close there from Patty Tech, he runs up to try and challenge inside the pit, losing those extra seconds, losing the extra decay, because the players are just stepping in as opposed to having been in the pit.
Oh, was it the molly? No, I mean, that didn't matter. Was there a molly on before for the half? I don't think so.
End up flipping hands like that right at the end.
Yeah, they didn't manage to get the nano swarms off of the spike, but I believe they didn't matter anyway, because I think he would have had it.
He got off anyway. Close, yeah, and then the molly was there.
Scoreline will be leveled up. 10-10, a battle, a brawl in our first map, and an exciting way.
because the molly was popped late anyway. Okay. That was, I mean, that was chaos. That was like the big deciding rounds because we used 1, 2, 3. Wait, how many ults did they use? 3?
There is nothing left on FUT side.
Okay. Yeah, we got no money here. I mean, we got no money everywhere. This is pretty much the deciding round. Like the one before was really good for Heretics, but this one here gets whoever up most likely to 12. Nice trade. Smoker goes though.
Just knock him down like dominoes. Ooh, Mini Boo just making it through the door. That was cinematic. Wall up, so no angle for Mr. Fallen to compete on. He'll try to spam, but he's spammed right back.
He gets the kill on the plant. No plant yet. 3 people here. Wow. Nice shot.
Fantastic shot out of this man, and that has put
an alarm bot over towards okay, puts it over towards site, and he has double molly for after plant. This is very hard for FUT to win. We get an ult with the plant as well.
But it's okay.
But I think that's good info. They now know they're going oh boy. Ah, they go here. Okay, it's all up to the kind of all up to the breach flash.
By Heretics each time. Happy to just sit in this back corner. The peak together is
lovely, yeah. And I think they talked about the actual util that they could potentially have, and they didn't want to get overwhelmed. And now FUT have to eco.
And now they take themselves the lead for the first time in this matchup. Not a point I expected to be in, but they are looking fantastic. Like, look at the scoreboard at the moment. It is
look at the money at the moment. The money, there's nothing.
For the side of FUT, they have not been able to string anything together.
They can get sheriffs, light armor. That's it.
Is just being destroyed. They're in a position now where they can barely afford to invest into pistols.
Not even armor for 2 of these.
Like that. You've got Ada Captain and Mr. Fallen coming in without them. What a pace change from the 4-0 start. FUT looking good. One shaky
it was a sure. It is an eco. Sometimes you can take the risks on the eco.
Why not? And it's worked for him sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I would much rather see it on an eco than a big buy round.
But now at least it's still going to be the advantage in favor of Heretics. You expect them to get onto map point here with the weaponry that they have available to them. Not much utility either for the side of FUT, and they're spread across the map. Yadajay, probably the only one that can really put any sort of spanner in the works, but that's the thing with Heretics. They've been so patient.
They leave one over towards A, maybe to protect the gun.
Continuously change up their direction late into the round, and now
guy hits the turret over towards C, so they know that Killjoy is like within the area. Moment ult towards the back of site. 2 people here. Still, you would have to see some hero plays. Killjoy's going to get detected by the turret eventually.
The stun goes in. Nice stun. It's caught them. 2 quick kills. Another followed up.
Oh boy. It's all up to Benji Fishy, and he has not got a plant. He has an alarm bot for heaven. The turret got smoked off during this as well. Mr. Fallon smoked the turret off, so he has no idea someone's behind him. Oh man. This guy on the right's done, right? Oh my.
It's a complete whiff. Benji Fishy, 49 HP and a drain.
Holy, they got eco'd, man. They got eco'd 3 light armors, all sheriffs. The util was incredible. The smoke off the turret as well to allow the flank, the stun, the double send through.
That was 4 players, or at least 3, walking into that C site. And they lose to basically a singular flash. And
oh man, and only the stun really people are dueling. And no one swung with their gun out.
It's got to be infuriating. As we mentioned, like that would have been map point on their choice as well. Bear in mind, bind up next is chosen by FUT, and guys, I don't know if that was a sigh of relief or maybe the stress after the whiff. Heretics themselves now going to take a pause. They do still have finances, Mitch.
Do they still have finances?
I mean, again, you talked about that timeline earlier.
He's saying they do, so
FUT 1 round, lost 2. 1 round, lost 2. 1 round, lost 2.
The coach is stressing out, dude. There's been some really stressful rounds, for sure.
Now to make sure that
I can't even imagine it.
Just the way they want it. And the credits, they are a little shaky for both sides. A lot of those credits are going to be put on the line here. And whoever loses this round could be struggling to put a strong buy together in the next.
This really is a crucial time. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the Heretics hadn't taken a pause, if FUT had. Like, you win a round like that, even still for Yeah, it looked a little bit shaky. It can happen, but you've got to make sure as a coach that, especially with someone like him, recently turning 18 years old, like you need to make sure that that hasn't got in his head. I don't believe it will. We've seen him play on the stage, and as you can see, he looks as calm as ever. But the fact is,
that's true, Justy. Maybe we'll look into that.
I think getting a map in this series will already be a great start for them, just to prove that they are here to compete within the league this year. And up against one of the teams that could even be
11-11, and the team that loses has no money next.
Madrid, the ultimate
Man,
goal
how are all of these?
event.
How are all of these rounds happening so close? Because everyone's dying in them, and no one has any money. We go so fast. Oh wait, UTJ is wrecked. And they have no idea the rest of the site is clear. Yeah, it's a good Omen flash. Gonna check all of this. Turret's out of range at the moment, I think, but he's now gone back into range. No, I lie. Oh, boy.
They're not letting it slip. But Boo, familiar position.
Now what? Open the door. TP. Oh man, he's out of there. Respect. And he gets the smoke off door.
It will be returned on the other side.
Mini Boo. Not much to do. Mini Boo's in such a ratty little position, but they're all going to go wrapping past the
It's all up to Mr. Fallon here. Do they have any idea he's here?
The question is, do they check for him? No, they don't. He's going to clear out.
He gets traded. Mini Boo got 2 over towards tree. I mean, over towards stairs. That's insane. Wow. Nice round from Benji. Nice round from Mini Boo. One chance and they don't have money.
I think he's had a better attack.
They're sitting at like 2-4, right? Yeah, 2-4. We got one good gun.
Last time we saw him over here in Berlin, Tom.
I say one good gun. Stinger's incredible.
Down there on the stage, and a lot of the matches he's had. Now, well, not just him, it's his team. You know, they haven't found their success. Now hitting their stride up against one of the strongest teams that we saw in the MEA last year. We talked about their consistency. We talked about how they just keep on getting better. It looks like Heretics have been doing exactly the same. They've made good use of their off-season time, and now just one round away from claiming victory. Nice position from CNED, but the shots aren't there. We talked about the weaponry. It's just not strong enough.
One more to clean up.
Fights, and they are overwhelmed, leaving Yedijay and Mr. Fallen to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, this is going to have to be a miracle.
A Judge, an Astra ult, and a Spectre.
I don't think Heretics have been a roster that have been just too quick to move. They're happy to just pause, hit the brakes.
They just cut sounds, create pressure everywhere around the map that they could have walked.
You can see the downs. Yedijay's gone all the way back to the A site. He's still sitting on tree, just waiting for that rotation to come through. Mr. Farland's going to try and buy as much time as you can.
I kind of respect this, by the way. They threw in Wingman, and you would maybe think that he has the spike there, but he didn't. And that is one kill without a trade. Can he get out of there with Astra ult? He is fighting on site. He's a lunatic. Damn. I cannot believe he's getting away with this one.
The rotate from Yedijay, it's going to be so
and his teammates coming in late. There is no way.
Maybe they walk back into him.
He has Astra ult as well.
There's no easy choice for Boo and Patatek.
Guy has a Judge and there's no one facing him close. Man, he's so happy that smoke came in. Has an alarm bot if he wants to put it through.
It's out of position to stop that defuse. That's so unfortunate for
all up to
Yedijay.
IGL.
With 86 HP, Mr. Fallen, 2 kills already. There's the 3rd. He's only got 1 more, but Patatek's full 150. A tough series so
Holy,
far,
the stand-in secures it. Chad, they win the map without a pistol.
Lotus is in the bag.
Respect.
And a much different start to their season than most people at home expected. They've got 2 chances to close it out.
Dude, the double gecko makes for some intense games, I swear. There's so much util flying about.
Definitely not something we were expecting, and as said, the Boo brothers have had a fantastic day at the office. 26, 22 kills apiece. I just fantastically
Siege, thank you so much. Siege, appreciate the 12 months. Thank you.
To a short break, and then we will be going over to the desk.